Okay, before this video begins, I have to kind of record a little bit to say thank you, because I didn't expect this so early in the year. It's January 4th, and this happened on January 4th in the morning, which is so early in the year, but we hit 15,000 subs on the channel, which is like, I thought maybe at the end of January, mid-February, we would hit this, but the support from you guys has been just unreal over the past couple of weeks. It's been crazy. So thank you. Here's a visual representation of what you look like, all 15,000 of you. I like to do this every time we hit a milestone because it kind of puts into perspective of how many people that is, and it's so many. That is so many people. So thank you all so much, and I look forward to the rest of this year where we get to kind of talk VR, show off VR, and do everything VR focused. But today I'll let future me explain what we're doing. It's something pretty cool. It's something I've been wanting to do for a little while, so let's have a look. Okay, this is one that I've wanted to do for quite a while, because it involves this, which is my PSVR1 headset. It's in a complete state of disrepair and needs some cleaning up. I'm going to do that, and then today we're going to jump in and we're going to give it a go. These are games that only use the normal controller, not the Move controller, and some games that use the steering wheel, because my Move controllers are in a state of disrepair. But my DualShock is also in a bit of a state of disrepair, so we'll see how we go with that. But I'm really excited to jump in and to try out some games that I loved when I was younger on this thing, as destroyed and decrepit as it is. And we'll go and have a look. So let's have a little nostalgia trip. Before we do, though, only 25% you are subscribed. If you feel like subbing to the channel, please feel free to do so. And thank you to our patrons and YouTube members who make things like this possible. So let's get to it. Right. Our first game, let me put my gloves on as well for sim racing, you know, I need the immersion. We're going into Dirt Rally. God, that's so nostalgic as well, looking at the camera feed and seeing the LEDs, or like the, yeah, are they LEDs? Yeah, they're LEDs. Like the lights at the front, it's such an iconic look. But yeah, immediate impressions. The resolution isn't great. The headset kind of feels like a toy, but goddamn, I do love it. We're just going into a custom event then. We'll do a rally. I'm tempted to go night because I kind of want to see what that looks like, but at the same time, to get a real look at the visuals of the headset, let's go for day. We don't want a 1960s car. We'll go for I hope. By the way, this microphone is the PSVR1 microphone for the feeling of being back in 2015, 2016. This headset's almost 10 years old now, that's crazy. We'll go for a Subaru. I also might wake up with like cordyceps on my face from The Last of Us, because I had to give this face covering a deep clean, I really did. Am I in? I'm in. Oh my god. This is a lot. This is so, obviously not clear at all. But man, like there's like popping in the distance, all the people around here. I think the social screen as well. I don't know whether for you guys, I think in the recording you'll have like a kind of like a cutout on the top. There we go.
3, 2, 1.
There we go.
Go.
This feels like retro now.
One down.
I mean, this does feel pretty great though, I'm not gonna lie, but the visuals feel like I'm playing a retro game.
Into line over 2 press.
I don't still have it. Oh. Okay, I might have to raise myself as much as possible here, because my camera's struggling to see me. It might be the angle of the camera. No, it's looking straight at me. These are the woes of PSVR1.
Into left 3 long, 60.
Let's readjust. There we go.
Left 6 over pressed.
This feels wonderful
right 4
though.
over pressed.
I'm gonna have to try and concentrate here, but goddamn.
Right 6.
So I was lost tracking a couple of times. I have such fond memories of this game. But god, going from Gran Turismo 7 to this is maddening difference.
Keep in.
Like, everything just looks like it's really muddy. Like, the screen door, like, the screen door feeling in the mirror is much worse here. But I think the resolution really doesn't help that. But my god, is it fun. Oh my god. Yeah, it really doesn't let me move my head at all, so you guys are getting a very static view here. Oh! I kind of forgot that existed. Okay, right, we're recalibrating again, fair enough. Recalibrating while I'm upside down. Can I recover my vehicle? There we go. Okay, now we've got cracks everywhere, it's alright.
100.
Yeah, just the resolution's the funniest thing to me. Like, I remember it looking so much better than this.
Into right 3 long.
But that's not like really
And left
I mean, obviously it's a negative
into
compared to
right
the new
6,
headsets,
left
but it's kind of charming. Because you can pick up a PSVR1 now in like, for what, like 50 quid? And it's like completely outdated VR, but at the same time it's pretty charming. The light blocker is nowhere near as good as the PSVR2 either. Like, I can see my room. Oh, I've just looked down then, could you tell? I can see my room like below me. And I know there'll be a lot of games that you guys will want me to play, Astrobot being one of them. I think I might have to do a whole video dedicated to that rather than a little one like this. But for now we're going through some of the games that I loved as a kid. And this is one of them. I remember opening my PSVR on my birthday before I went to school and playing the Playroom VR for the first time and thinking, God damn, this is like pinnacle of gaming.
Right bypass junction, 40, left 3.
God, I keep expecting the head haptics of the PSVR2 whenever I land, but of course there is none.
Left 6, over crest 80.
God, that's fantastic.
Left 4,
And the people just look like little smudges.
Into right 6, half long 80.
And yeah, the social screen output on the recording is like nowhere near as good as PSVR2. So I remember putting on the PSVR2 for the first time being like, whoa, this is like PCVR level screen capture. In terms of like how good it looked and how it filled the entire screen basically. Now this is the bit I recognise. I've been here. I was standing as we come through. Where the water splash is, right there on the right. Just there. Literally there in front of where we are now. I was stood there.
60, caution right 4.
And seeing that in VR is really cool.
Right 2 through gate.
But man, it was cool.
Junction.
I think that's probably my earliest memory of actual racing. That looks amazing, the water there though, holy shit.
Left 5 over crest.
That's a really good effect. A bit like Drive Club VR has some really good effects as well. Nice, alright, we'll call it there on Dirt Rally. That was a load of fun. I really, really enjoyed that. That was sick. We came third despite all of our destruction as well, so good for us. Right, on to the next game.
Okay, so I can't record gameplay for this, but this is the Playroom VR, one of the games that you can't really basically record because it's kind of blocked gameplay. But let me just show you around. Essentially, in the Playroom VR, there are a lot of like mini games, and this was kind of like a core memory for me on PSVR1. It's the first game I ever played, but there's a little area where you can kind of chill out and look at all the Astro guys, and it's so weird to kind of look at all these and think how far Astrobot has come as a brand. But man, yeah, this was a seriously cool one that I really loved as a kid, and I played a lot. And this was kind of like you'd have a gacha machine where you could get loads of these guys, and just kind of see them going about their day to day. And then if you back out into the menu, you'd essentially have a load of mini games that you could play. So there's a cat one over there where like a player had to kind of hide. The players on the flat screen had to hide and the VR player had to catch him, and then a monster one which was kind of similar but you'd be defending a city and running away. And then an Astrobot style one. There's a lot of cool stuff here, but unfortunately I can't show you in like headset fully. So let's move on. So this is Ace Combat 7. And this is a game that we talked about not too long ago because I was talking about Ace Combat 8 and the possibility of it coming to PSVR2, or you can have a look at that if you want to. But there are missions and free flight and the air show. Now, I'll hop into the start of a mission. We're going easy because I don't want to break my brain. This doesn't really use the DualShock for anything special, but it is a really cool VR experience. Yeah, there we go.
B-52 is making an emergency landing. Clear the runway.
Man.
Prioritize Mobius 1. I'm going up first. Good.
Like, it looks like ass, but it's also really cool. Look at that. Oh, wow. Like, that's cool. There's a big rumble in the controller there, but imagine that in the headset as well.
Extinguish the flames.
Here we go. Whoa.
Do you read? Take off front.
Like, again, it's the resolution is like, it feels like a PS1 game, but to actually be here when there was no other option to do that before is just so sick. Right, come on. Up we go.
Mobius 1, altitude restriction lifted. Excellent takeoff. We're counting on you. Interceptors inbound.
Wow, okay, this is sick.
All aircraft cleared hot.
Here we go. Here's my target. Flying through the clouds in this game is also really, really immersive
This
because
is Sky Eye, requesting takeoff clearance.
you get like condensation, so I was concentrating then.
Copy that, tower.
Hey, got him. Nice. And I'm fairly sure this feels reprojected as well. It's not really something I was in tune to back then. Yeah, look at that, the condensation on the on my cockpit. I'll show you that again. Look at that. That's so cool. Alright. Yeah, definitely reprojected, 100%. But damn if it isn't cool. Like, imagine the next day's combat game being fully PSVR2 compatible. Just everything. The multiplayer as well. That would be just so sick. Right, now in free flight, you basically, it is what it says on the tin, essentially. You can fly around a map to where your heart's content in the 2 aircraft that you got. I think I'm going to put the PSVR2 on after this and be like, Jesus Christ. Because this honestly feels like a toy. The back button to release the headset feels really flimsy. The adjustment wheel feels like I don't know, cheap. The buttons to adjust the front feel cheap. The buttons on the front feel cheap. The kind of, to be fair, the comfort's pretty good, to be honest. It's a little tight trying to get it where it needs to be with the light blockers, but... Right. So yeah, you can just free flight however you want. When you get really low, you should be able to see spray. There we go. Off the back. You see that? That's man. So sick. And seeing that, oh, that's so cool, man. Yeah, I mean, Ace Combat, it's one of the coolest games on PSVR1. Even though it's very limited. It's seriously cool. Okay, so if we go back to the VR menu, there's one last thing, and that is the air show. And essentially, just sit on the aircraft carrier and watch the planes kind of take off and do their thing. The aircraft carrier is a really cool model as well, as you'll see in a second. Here it is. You take off from this on some of the missions as well. There's a guy standing over there, hello. And you have to land at the end. And yeah, basically these guys take off. It's just so cool to watch.
Omega Squadron, you heard that? Omega 2, roger. Omega 3, roger that. Omega 4, roger. Alright, the air show starting.
And essentially you can choose what you want them to do. So we'll do an aileron roll. We'll go okay.
Roger that. Commence aileron roll.
Here we go. Imagine that onward projected with the visuals of PSVR2. That'd be so cool. Nice. I say look at that, to be fair, it's a fucking mess of pixels, but it is really cool. Awesome. Right. Next game, Live Ace Combat. That was really cool. This is Star Wars Squadrons, which has a weird, not shimmer, but kind of, on PSVR, when you turn your head really quickly, you kind of see it kind of catch up sometimes, and it seems to do that on the sides when I turn. Odd. Don't remember that back in the day, but here we are. Yeah, I played this pretty recently on PSVR, and again, of course, it looked a lot better, but it's still quite cool to see this running natively on PlayStation, you know? I mean, it does look pretty damn good. This is probably one of the ones that holds up the best, just because there's a lot of, like, black expanse of space. You know, there's no really any area to be, like, pixel peeping, because it's just black. This is the opposite controls to Ace Combat, though, so I'm really confused. That's cool, though. The fact that all the UI and HUD works as well. Seriously cool, man. Yeah, I mean, you see the limitations of the tech with the resolution, but it is pretty fucking cool. Man. Not one I'll spend too much time in at the moment, like right now, because we just did a whole video on it on PSVR, but it is pretty cool. Just to see how it holds up here. And it holds up pretty good. There's that weird kind of like warping around the edges when I turn my head, but I don't know whether that's a PS5 issue, because I know some PSVR1 games have some issues on PS5, but whether it was there originally, I don't remember it, but maybe I'm just more sensitive to it now, I don't know, but I'll try to use the No Man's Sky circle boost then. That's another game on PSVR1 that was pretty great. Off we go. Yeah, I mean, that's sick.
This never gets old.
Does look pretty great on the panel. Oh, blinding. Some debris. Lovely.
I've got a Republic signal.
That's great. But this is all I wanted to see, so I'm off. Goodbye. God, I remember this intro so well. This is PlayStation VR World. One of the coolest games, well, PSVR ever made. Even though maybe you can't really class it as a game. But we're going to talk about it. This is the one we're going to spend the most time in today, I think. Okay, we'll skip through the opening. But that music, man. Man, I wish we had this for PSVR2, I really do. I remember this, the ball, and it changes depending on what you're doing. Okay, so, essentially PSVR Worlds is a collection of experiences. Scavenger's Odyssey, really cool space game. It's not that long, but I feel like it's a couple hours long, if that. But that was really cool. You're in like a mech sort of thing. VR Luge, we'll have a little look at. Kind of just like a little mini game. London Heist is one for the Move controllers, I would say. Kind of the precursor to Blood and Truth, which we might have to cover another day as well. But not today, because no Move controllers at the moment. Danger Ball is a bit like a Sea Smash, but with your head. And Ocean Descent is the real one that I'm wanting to have a look at today. So we'll do VR Luge and Ocean Descent. Let's race through a back-to-back series of tracks. We'll just go with the time trial of my choice. And it gives you the haptics as the road spins as well. That's so sick. Okay, let's go. God, I don't remember the angle being this extreme, but here we are. And literally, you just control with your head. And some cars you can go under, some cars you can't. This one holds up pretty good as well, to be honest. Obviously, it's the resolution that really kills it in some cases, but in terms of assets, it's pretty cool. Right, I want to go underneath one of the big trucks, and then I'll really be back how I remember it. It is pretty great how Sony supported the use of PSVR1 on the PS5 as well. Like, genuinely. I didn't think they'd come out with an adapter like that. Over we go. That's sick. These tracks aren't very long. They're only like a couple minutes, minute and a bit. Oh, we'll see the logs go. I don't remember the earbuds being so bad though. They lack any sort of impact or bass or anything. But I'm sure, you know, a good pair of headphones would solve that. Oh, that was some off my time. But yeah, they're pretty bad. Not gonna lie, the PSVR2 ones are a lot better. In my head they were pretty similar, but they're not. I think I could have gone under that truck actually. There we go. Yep, another. Oh no, I messed it up. Oh no, oh no. If only we could have a remaster of this on PSVR2, man. There we go. Sick. Yeah, I do remember that very well. We'll go back to main menu, because I want to take us on a little ocean dive. This is the real... When I think of PSVR 1, this is what I remember the most, is the ocean descent. There we go. This is probably the best looking experience on the headset, maybe? Wow. It's a bit like Star Wars, where the blackness of space kind of covers up the, some of the blemishes. Hello, fish. I remember this bit by bit. There is some fantastic stuff here. Yeah, I mean, I'd love a remaster of this, man.
Looks like we're good to go.
I really would.
JJ, lower away.
You can still find like a 360 video that's in, or like a 3D video on YouTube of this experience. But it's not quite as good as the real thing. That's so cool. All of like the plant life reacts to you looking at it. Like that looks fairly real below me, because like the haze of the water.
We're getting multiple pings on the scopes.
There we go. This was the next like wow moment with the manta rays. God, and now think about it. We've got Kayak VR Mirage that looks better than this from an indie studio, whereas this was a big AAA PSVR2 game funded by Sony. I know it's an unfair comparison with the tech, but still, it shows how far we've come. But man, if that isn't special, I don't know what is. I wanted to give myself the real PSVR 1 experience by using the earbuds, but I feel like I should use a better pair of headphones, because I think I'll get a better audio experience watching this back in the editor than I will actually right now. Still though, that's great.
JJ, steady on that winch. This is seriously risky, but it's the quickest way down.
Uh-oh. And the lights go out. Yeah, that pure black.
We're getting some comms interference.
There we go.
Hear me, okay? We're gonna slow you down. JJ, let's go easy on
That's
that
so
winch.
cool, man. And you think, wow, that's really cool. You get a jellyfish that goes past. That's just sick. And then you look down, and then they're everywhere. Oh man, just how I remember. It's been probably, I want to say, maybe 4 years, 3 years since I played this experience, which isn't really that long to be honest, but considering when the tech came out.
Established.
God, I do
So we
hate
lost
the
you
just
for
the
good down
really
there.
deep blue here though.
Ready
Oh,
back online.
God. Hello, crab.
Monitor show we're nearly.
There it is.
Where in the hell did that come from? It's not
A
an
submarine.
I've seen. Then.
That's sick. Really freaky
Definitely
though.
Military. This is recent. In which case it won't be long until we've got company.
Radiation. Uh-oh. Where is it? The suspense is pretty good,
Hold
not
on.
gonna lie, just as an
Picking up something
experience.
large moving towards you.
There it is. Oh, that's cool, man. That's so cool. Crazy. God damn. Yeah. Animation works pretty damn good as well. That's sick. The way the tail hits the edge as well. Like, the physics are really good. Off we go. And of course it's like VR, so when you play this for the first time you're looking everywhere for it, you know? Oh yeah, the model is so good.
Get them out of there!
Yeah, the way it just hits the side of the cage. So cool, man. No, no. Oh. Yep. God damn. And this was the oh shit moment. When playing that for the first time, that's when everything went wrong.
What's going on down there?
Just so cool, man. And again, yeah, reprojected experience, but I just couldn't tell back then. Especially when in the darker scenes, you don't really notice. Man.
Whoa! We got you!
Okay, well, that was really, really interesting and really enjoyable. Honestly, some of those games don't hold up as well as I remember them. I was talking about this in, it might be a future video actually, in Gran Turismo, where I was kind of talking about how VR games create more like actual memories than memories of playing those games, if that makes sense. And I think that's the case here, is that I've played a lot of those games again, and Dirt Rally, Playroom, Ace Combat, Squadrons, VR Worlds don't look anywhere near like how I remember them looking in the headset. But they're still fantastic games, and I really love playing them back when they came out, and I still do now. It was a big hassle kind of getting everything back and connected for the PSVR1, to be honest. And a lot of stuff was in a kind of disarray because it's just been sat there for like 3 years. But man, I really love that headset. It's really wonky, it doesn't track properly, and it's kind of a mess at times. But damn, it was trying. It really was. And I think that's a showcase of that. Obviously, there are so many other more games that we could take a look at in the future that we may do. But for now, those are some of my, I think, 5 or so of my favorite games from PSVR1 that I played a lot when I was younger. Let me know what you played and what your favorite PSVR1 games were, because I'm sure you'll be having very different opinions to me. Some the same, some different. But let me know. But thank you all so much for joining me today. And I hope to see you all in the next one.